friends, and welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am so happy that you are here with me. Today we're going to find out what's happening with you this week. So we have some oracle cards, some tarot cards, some divination dice, and of course a sprinkle of charm chips. If you want to find out, if you want the personal reading for this week, check the description down below. Also, if you want to find out how to win a free personal reading, check the description down below. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, also down below. And you can see the different kind of prices. And I do try to make them budget friendly for everybody. So they have different kinds and different tiers. So that's cool. If you want to, I have all the links for, well, not the links, but at least the name and some of the links for the oracle decks and tarots that I'm using, and the divination dice, and the charm chips as well. And I'm just happy that you are here. This week is actually kind of themed for author, and like magic and wizard. So this is gonna be, hopefully you'll enjoy this. So let's just go ahead and inhale. Close our eyes, clear our mind, and now as we exhale and open our eyes, choose whichever path draws you to it. Alright, let's do this. Hello group 1, I am so happy that you are here. So this week I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I usually have a specific self-care oracle. Well, I have 2 oracles that are specific for self-care, but this week I wanted to switch it up a little bit, and they're going to use a different which is not really a specific one for self-care, but we're going to use it as self-care. So this week, your self-care, and we always end with self-care, we're starting it off, right, is all about reading. So it's reading. This is what I'm doing, but it's also like, I almost feel like something like reading, things that you're really interested in about. Maybe something that you've been putting off, that you've been curious about, but you haven't had the time to maybe look into it. Doesn't necessarily have to be a book. It could just be that where you do a little research about something that you're really interested in. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this week is your self-care. Taking the time out for you to maybe do a little research, maybe do a little reading. It could be an actual book that you're reading, like a fantasy book if you want, or some self-help or like personal development book, or just researching that's something that's been really like making you quite interested. Like if you're like, oh, I really want to know about, I haven't like I have so many different things that I'm always interested in. So doing that, maybe for me, like learning more about astrology, and the different types of like the planets and the houses and how they all interact together. So maybe I would take the time out this week to actually do that for myself, to get some more, and it just feels like something that your spirit's pulling you towards. So this is the self-care for the week, so that's important. And I do love that it's the book of destiny, because when it's the book, books actually have the potential to change our life. And like even just gathering knowledge also has that. And I do like that it's like here we have like kind of dark, but here when we are looking at the book, there's light there for you. So I feel like that's why it's important this week for you as a self-care to take the time out and do that for yourself. Let's see what other things are coming through here. So we have Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. And this might actually be interesting and interconnected here, because maybe it is something that you're learning something new coming through here. And you're just in the start of it, right? You have like the idea or maybe the desire to it. And so we're doing it even more. We're like, yes, maybe learning a new skill is coming through here. But I also feel like you already might have the talent, you just don't know it. So trust your talent. There's also like a sense of, I love the fox, because the fox is cunning, and uses all Like, you can use all your tools, all the things that you've learned to now, use it as things are changing, because I do feel like the energy specifically in the world is quite shifting right now, and it's accelerating in its change. So knowing that you have the ability to thrive in any situation is important for you this week, okay? So you are capable of figuring things out. You can thrive in any situation. Whatever this week brings you, you're ready. You have the tools, you have the skills for it. That's an important thing. We also have love. I like this one. The love right there. So we are connected. We are being here. Maybe it's the love of books, of learning. That might be something, since we do have these two cards here. But I also feel like it's just taking the steps towards love. So it's like the love it takes steps. It takes, and it's always, actually, I think, love in general is always a step. So there's like, it's a never-ending, I would say, I want to say journey, but it's not really, like, it is a journey, but to me it's like there's a never-ending growth with love, right? And that's what it is. So taking the steps. We also have here, lately I've been like noticing the leaves. I was also watching We Love in Crystals, one of her pick a card readings, which is, I forget what it was, the actual name of it. If I remember, well, I'm just going to put Be Love in Crystals. I'm in Be Love in Tarot video, like, or link, so you could see it here. But leaves, and also the reading I did recently also had leaves that was like, we are shedding the leaves. We are letting go of the things that are no longer, like, that are just kind of in the past. We're releasing this. And I feel like that's part of it here. It's being called to me. It's like, love is ever changing, right? It's growing. It's just changing in general. We have to let go of the past. So this for me is like, maybe back in the day you had an argument about something, really just letting it go. Maybe you had past hurts, letting that go, because like now we're stepping up, we're ready, we're taking the steps towards love here. I didn't realize I was talking so much, and I'm like, oh my goodness, sorry. I try to make my the weeks, each week's not so long, but somehow I've been feeling more talkative. So I apologize. There we go. Oh wow, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. So we have two major arcanas for this week. So it does feel like a big week. So it feels like a big week for you. You have the Magician here. And now the Magician is all about manifestation. I feel like you're starting to manifest. You're starting to gain that power. It almost reminds me a lot of this Fox energy, though. It's like, regardless of what happens I feel like in your week and in life, you do have the tools and the skills to manifest, to thrive in there as well. The fox, this is not the fox, the wolf there is saying a strong connection possibly with other people, or the lone wolf, which is, it's a teacher. There's a need for teaching or maybe learning as well here. We do have justice, which is kind of reminding me of the sense of balance, but it's also, I feel like, so interesting. I feel like here we have, because it's the Lady of the Lake giving the sword here. It almost feels like, to me, like Spirit is giving you the tools that you need, right? It's giving you here. It is like the karma is coming back here. The karma, and like, it's giving you what you need to thrive, especially with this, and to manifest the things. Here is also a reminder, though, a gentle reminder here of like a sense of the Six of Shields, which is the Six of Pentacles. The giving and receiving is important. Also, this feels like that's also part of it. Like giving and receiving, there needs to be sort of a balance. You can't just keep giving, or you can't just keep taking. You have to find this balance that is there, because otherwise it'll shift you off. Now the Queen of Swords. So this, for me, it feels like that leaf right there, because it feels like very knowing. Also, I feel like a need for learning is important for the Queen of Swords. So she has this ability to, which she definitely knows what she wants. She wants that. She has a lot of strength. So yeah, so like a lot of strength, a lot of knowing what you want. There's a sense of, I do feel like learning is important, but it's also like when she's hurt, she can be, her language can be a bit rough, in terms of like, it can be cutting, because there's this sense of like, she's very intelligent, her remarks can be like very witty, which is beautiful, but sometimes she uses that skill set, that ability, as a way to protect herself. And I feel like with this love here coming through, I feel like it's the steps of going above that. It's the steps of moving away from that, rather using her strength, because that it is a strength, and using those words instead of biting remarks, rather expressing herself in a manner so that others can understand her. So because where it's coming from, it's I feel like love, or like even if it's hurt, there was still like something, there's emotions that need to be expressed, and who better, right, who is this Queen of Swords, who is able to actually communicate so beautifully, and in such a way that I feel like it's her strength is words, it's communication in many ways, and especially getting her point across. I think what better way of doing that than expressing things through love rather than like through the pain, right? If you're in pain, you express it still, not attacking, but rather by expressing what's happening for real. So this is important, like a little tidbit. And again, I'm sorry that I'm like going on. Let's see what other energy here we have. So yeah, Grey Witch. So neutralization, polarity, and shadows. So it's also, I wanted to say, like, kind of, this one I also pull for self-care. I figure we used to. Needing to understand our shadow selves here. So maybe working on that as well, because we need to move up. Like as we progress, as we move forward through love, we have to understand there's a shadow selves. Like the Queen of Swords has this beautiful talent of expressing things, but when she's hurt, she expresses it. She still expresses herself very clearly, but very like uses her words as almost a sword and a dagger, versus her expressing herself, her emotions in such a clear way that people understand and know where she's coming from. So we have the shadow and the light in us, and it's understanding, it's integrating both, not trying to block one, but rather, again, this card is really calling me, because it's the steps of learning to love others, the steps to learning to love ourselves, right? There is a need, like it's not a flat land. It's actually, I really do love this, because there is steps to it. There is like growth with it. So that is part of it as well. So it's sort of like, this is a little bit of self-care, but it's a little like concentrating also on the shadow self as well. So we have the Starseed Angel. So yeah, you have this, I feel like Starseed energy, and we also have the Door of Fear. I feel like they're almost like the balance here, the justice again. I feel like you have a higher calling, you have something that you want, there's a thing that you feel that you are moving forward, but you do have this fear. That's also, there's also the fear, like I said, with the Queen of Swords there. This is the energy, but sometimes we talk with the fear. And then again, it's a sense here of like giving and receiving. So how are we giving and receiving? Are we coming to people through this door of fear, or are we connecting to our higher self here? And this is actually like over and over, it feels like there's a theme here, and not just here, not for this week, but overall this energy now. If you haven't watched the full moon energy, that's kind of what it is. It's right now, it's not focusing so much on our ego, and I really mean that in the highest level, and the ego, it comes through fear, but rather focusing on our higher selves, particularly now in this special time. So, and I when I say that, it is something that I'm working on as well. And I looking at things not necessarily. I feel like it's almost having like an open heart and open mind, and I really mean that. I don't mean just like trying to understand how other people see things and situations as well. It's something that I think that is important now, and not just to speak for you. And I do apologize. You're like, why you keep apologizing? Because I try to like make these so that you don't have to like listen to my gibberish so much. So we might need, here, look at this. I wanna like saving and money and abundance coming. Yeah, so abundance is coming this week. But it's like, it's important to save it. Maybe not go on a spending thing like I tend to do. Dreaming big, yes, it is, because you have this ability to manifest your dreams. And in here, if not now, when? So let's focus on things. Oh yeah, so focus on your dreams, and I do feel like that, and that's what it is. Like that was why I was saying the reading the books, gathering that knowledge. Something that you've been really interested in, you've been putting off. It's the time for you to do it now. We also have this one, which I was laughing because that is that energy of like the Queen of Swords energy here. You can snap, right? But like you have that, or you have the choice of like looking at it through love, and I think love is coming through here. Also, a little gentle reminder that we need to rest this week too is important. Sometimes we are in this mood because we are not getting enough rest. We're not giving ourselves enough time. So it's important. Even if you just take yourself, if you don't have that much, I would like to call these bathroom breaks, where you just go to a bathroom and just, well, maybe not, depending on where you are, like it could be, if you depends on how it is, but just taking a bathroom break in terms of just like being able to just stop and not do anything. Because you take bathroom breaks when you have to go to the bathroom, but think about it as in terms of like giving yourself the time. And we have the bed here again, that we need to rest more. Wheels of Fortune are moving. Resting came in twice for you. So yeah, this week is about resting too. 3 is when music is important, maybe dancing and enjoying, but resting came out with this rest here and rest here. So those things is like stop, like you need to rest a little bit here. Wheels of Fortune, we have 3, I believe. The way I look at it, it's taking care of ourselves, our body, our mind, and our spirit, right? So like and that's included in the mind is the emotions as well. Yeah, so that's what it is. And let's see, the music, I just think maybe dancing, taking some time out to dance, like not taking everything over seriously here. Music connection. Okay, so there's some sort of music connection coming through for you. Group 1. So I hope this makes sense. I didn't want to make it too long, and somehow I always do. But I felt like this is important, because this is an important week. We do have 2 major arcanas coming through here. So this is something that's important for you. If you did like this reading, please do consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate that you're here sharing a beautiful time, beautiful energy, and of course your beautiful journey with me. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, so much happiness, and until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, dear Group 1. Hello, Group 2. I am so happy that you are here and you chose this beautiful card, which is the Lady of Spring. And that means I think you are in the same space where I am. We're getting ready for spring. Spring has sprung, right? Not quite yet, but it is getting there. I do think I'm using this. I wanted to make things a little different this week, so instead of using my usual self-care cards, I kind of wanted to use this one, and then I have another one that I'm using for self-care for the week. So maybe playing an instrument for you this week is important, or also being out in nature, kind of connecting to nature. I do see the 2 swans here. Could be like this is just a different message. connecting maybe to a loved one, twin flames energy there as well. So calming emotions, I feel like the calming emotions come from creative expression is what I'm going to say. Calming emotions come from creative expression. So your self-care for the week is to, you know, express yourself creatively. Music, and spend time in nature too. Oh, I love this. I didn't notice this. There's a little hummingbird right there. So there is joy coming for you as well. Let's see what else is coming through here. We also have restriction. Okay. So there's some sort of, restriction in partnership. Okay, so let's look at this. Partnership is the twin flame here. So maybe for some of you, there might be, I'm seeing, well, for some of you, there might be like a blockage in terms of love coming through here. But another way I'm looking at it is if going at it alone here, this is like you going at it alone, there's a blockage there, right? Then instead of just trying to force this, maybe find help and find a different path coming through this week for you. Yeah, so finding an alternative path and possibly with somebody's help. And I mean, like, it could be like a collaboration that you're doing. I did a collaboration recently, so maybe I'll try to remember to put the video up for it. But what I'm saying is, like, if going at it alone is right now being restricted, there's a blockage. It's time for you to look for like-minded people, or like people who are in the same, who can help you. So yeah, who maybe have maybe a mentor too could be in part of it. So this is an important thing coming this week. All right, let's see what other things are coming for us. We have the Queen of Spirits. Yeah, creativity. Love it, love it. Eight of Cups. Okay, we're walking away from something. Four of Shields, Four of Pentacles. Okay. I was like, and this is the other one. This is Be Loving Crystals, The Wish Becomes Her. And we're using that also as self-care. So, like help for guidance for ourselves. So, what I'm saying here is that we are, I want to say, this is where you're headed, and this is the spring energy here. This is the restriction I'm feeling here, but it's restriction by yourself here. And then the partnership is what I am here. So, Four of Shields, Four of Pentacle energy is actually quite often, there's a sense of scarcity or fear of scarcity. So there's a sense of kind of hoarding. I would say like a little hoarding. Here, I almost feel like maybe tooting your horn there a little bit too much. It's like the ego there, where versus here it's like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. Yeah, and it is a running theme. The ego is quite strong, right? It's pushing us a certain way, and then our higher self is pushing us in a whole other way. And this is, to me, the higher self is taking you to this sense of creativity, passion, and almost like you're taking off. You're moving away from this sense of like trying to control things, right? Trying to control, coming from a place of not having enough, or not, like needing to or again, ego coming through. We have to control everything, and I'm working on this as well right now. Trying to control everything, we feel like we have to. We are walking away from this. We are walking away from that with this Eight of Cups. I almost feel like this is like our ego trying to like kind of take like the sword here, but it's us who is like, no, we're gonna move away from that energy and instead go into this creative self, passion, like a entrepreneurial energy coming through here, just being guided versus like letting our need to control. It's almost like here's a sense of freedom, allowing others freedom and allowing ourselves freedom, because that's an important thing. We cannot control others, right? Trying to control others is not something like, it's actually, in a sense of trying to control others, we are actually imprisoning ourselves as well. So it is rather a sense of freedom that is guiding you here, and that is where this spring's coming from. Yeah, I like that. I almost feel like it's a partnership with spirit versus partnership with our ego. That I feel like, oof, lately that's what's been here. And so we have, look at that, left-handed witch, taboo, no rules, and rebel. I think that is this rebel energy again, but it's coming from a sense of like letting go for our need to control, because I don't feel like it's like feeling controlled by others. No, it is coming from ourselves. We're trying to control others, we're trying to control circumstances, and then there's this point where this week where we see that it's blocking us, this need to control, this need for others to have to be the way we want them to, right? We don't like it when others put like they're like, you have to be a certain way. We were like, no, that's not right. But then we often put those restrictions on others, and it's so interesting to watch. Because it's like, oh, I see, and that's our ego, and then so that's restriction. So instead we're having a partnership. I really like this, the partnership with spirit, with our higher selves, and it's freeing us. Like it's this walking away from this and freeing us completely. We are, in a sense, no rules, in a sense of we no longer restrict ourselves. We are kind of a rebel in our freedom. Beautiful. And I really do mean that. Like but we have to also be conscious of the fact that if we allow ourselves the freedom, we have to allow others that freedom as well. It cannot just be it has to be a freedom for all here. And I do like that energy, because that's the spring. That's where it comes from. This is where we start to blossom and grow. Look at that. So we have a sense of apathy. Yeah, and that's coming again because of just restrictions of trying to control, and we're like, oh, why are we not happy? Why won't people do what we want them to do so we can be happy? We're like, because they can't. We don't like it when other people put that on us, right? So we come from this apathy and we turn it into hope, because we're moving. This is like the energy of freedom, allowing others the freedom that they deserve and allowing ourselves the freedom we deserve as well. And look at this, and it is in this freedom that we have hope, that we really get the things that we want. We have this spring. The spring has sprung. We have this partnership instead of the restriction. Oof, I don't know, Spirit, you've been doing pretty awesome. Like, Spirit has been very strong with these messages lately. Look at that. Idea, creativity, yes, transformation, making it like we are walking away from things that are no longer serving us, especially our ego. Like biting. No, we're saying no. We're saying no to our ego. And having this, oh, look at that. Almost feels like, yeah, there is a sense of like, this here is like, meh. Apathy right there. Meh. And anger. And then we need to release. There's a need of releasing, letting go of all those emotions of that, of like everything that's been holding us back. Oh my goodness. Yep. If not now, when? And look at this. Think outside the box. Yes, the creative. I want like creative solutions for things. Partnership with spirit, partnership with others, but in coming from a sense of freedom. Like really, because that's where our hope is. True freedom comes from like that, and it is what. Yeah. Let's see what the charm chips are for you. Oh. Look at that. Oh, we have love coming through again. This is 6 self. And then we say thank you. So being grateful for things. Yeah. That's another thing here with the 4 of shield, 4 of pentacles. There's no real gratitude. It's all like trying to hold on, trying to control, trying to do this. No, it's like opening our hands. We have to open ourselves, open our hands. right? Because if we have our hands closed, we're never, like, things are, like, we cannot get what we need, or, like, what Spirit is giving us. There's a sense here of maybe masking a little bit, like, I'm trying to see things possibly in a different way. I was gonna say, yeah, wearing a mask disguise. But it's also, I feel like, are you seeing that's like say something. Are you looking at things really, or are you skewing them in a different way? But I do feel like that coming through. And the 6, oh, 6 for me is always trying to understand, are you aligning with your true self? Are you aligning with Spirit or with your higher self? Or are you aligning with, like, I would say, with the ego, right? I mean, like, what are you, like, are we making decisions? What decisions are we using to base on all of this? Yeah, so I do like this one. Let's see, 15. There is a sense of partnership coming in again. Look at that. I actually like this one. Yeah, it says, like, because there is, again, like a partnership in the shadow and the light here. That's what I'm seeing here. Truly loving, from even if there's a difference coming through here. That's what I do like this a lot. I've been liking these readings. There's, like, Spirit has been strong, and the things that are coming through are very, very, very powerful. I hope you like this reading. If you did, please do consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate you so very much. I appreciate that you're spending, sharing your energy, sharing your time with me, and of course sharing your journey with me. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, so much happiness. Oh my goodness. And this creative energy, be this. Oh yes, the spring has sprung for you. Be that creative. Let that partnership with Spirit, partnership with others who will help you feel this amazing energy. Because this is an amazing energy. This is like, whew, you're getting things done, and it's all coming from the space of love and freedom, and just like, you can do it all with creativity. All right, until I see you in the next ones, bye-bye, my dear group. Hello, group 3. I'm so happy you're here. So you chose this card right here. And this week, I'm actually using it in a different manner than I normally do. I usually have a self-care for the week. And I'm using this as self-care. So it's not a specific deck that's for self-care only. This is actually going to do it. And so the Enchanted Emporium. Now, I don't usually say, how do I say this? And actually we're using 2, so we have 2 cards. So we have the Whispering Hall, and then we have the Enchanted Emporium. So self-care for the week, maybe some need for silence, maybe some contemplation, some meditation. I know this is like, oh my goodness. No, it's like really wanting to listen to your self. It's needing to go in introspection a little bit. So maybe journaling it out, but there's a need for kind of like silence to hear messages that are coming for you. And the Enchanted Emporium is another message, which like I said, I don't usually do this, but maybe giving yourself a little treat. If you're on a budget, it could be an actual thing that you just find or that you make yourself, but it's almost like, or if you're on a budget, you can do window shopping or something. I feel like there's some sort of something that you're supposed to get this week that's sort of like important to you. Self-care is maybe a little like and shopping maybe doesn't necessarily mean shopping for things. Maybe it's shopping for, if you're thinking of wanting to plan a vacation, you can do that. Like the planning aspect of it, like the dreaming. If you're thinking about buying a house, right, and you're not really like, or you're in the process of it, or you're thinking about it, maybe looking at how you would, like, how would you organize like the house, like kind of like doing your virtual shopping, if you will. Virtual shopping would be good. Or if you do have the time, if you want to go to like an actual store, maybe like get yourself something, like not in terms of things, but like for something for creative, like especially here, maybe for me, it also feels like inner child here coming through as well. So it's kind of telling me maybe buying yourself a coloring book and coloring it, and it's like it's having fun. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but it's sort of like allowing your inner child to be expressing themselves here, and that's the self-care for the week. And again, kind of also listening, stopping, meditating, very important. I feel like that. Messages coming through. Let's see what other things are coming for you. We have mountain, stand your ground. Oh, I do like this. So there's a need this week for standing your ground. I also want to see this one in the power and strength. Okay. So regardless of what happens here, there's, to me, the mountains always are obstacles that we are capable of overcoming. I do see here is like it's almost like a reflection here of this. And you can think about it as in like there's more to whatever it is, or there's more to this mountain. There's more to it. There's another side that maybe might be helping us with this. And then there is a sense of the power that, and basically what I'm hearing, standing your ground, is like you can overcome whatever this energy to here, because this is, of course, this is not a happy-go-lucky guy. So whatever this energy is here, you can overcome it. You have the power to make it happen. The dragon is quite powerful. And here I like the orange kind of lets me know that it's like maybe the power comes from your creativity. And I really do feel like that's a truth for this whole week. It's like there's a need for being creative this week. Not just for you group 3, but also for in general. So we have the Knight of Shields, Knight of Pentacles. We have the Chariot, momentum moving forward, and we have the 8 of Shields. So lots of earth energy. So, and here it is. So the Knight of Shields, definitely, you keep going, you keep doing things. Do not stand your ground. Is like kind of keep going. Do not let it stop the momentum, because the Knight of Shields, the Knight of Pentacles is quite slow moving, and that is okay. I'm not focusing on the time, but having patience with it. Focusing on working, doing like, what is it that you need to work on? Is it in like, it could be inner work, it could be actual work, something, like I said, something creative though. For me, it always feels like that. So there's also here the Chariot. We are moving forward. Even if it's slow, there is still movement. There's still things being done. Do not think that if you're not seeing the tangible results yet, that it's not happening. No, you are. Maybe you're gaining power. You're gaining confidence as well. It's also a sense of the Chariot can sometimes lead us into choices, right? What do we need to do? Are we like, I almost feel like, are we kind of going to be drowning in this energy of like giving up, or are we going to like use our, I really feel like your inner child energy of like in your spirit, in terms of, like a child just doesn't necessarily give up. They find different approaches to situations. So that feels like there's that coming through. But I do want you to hear this though, that you are making progress. There is motion, even if it doesn't seem like it's fast enough, you're not getting the results fast enough, or you're not even seeing the results yet. Things are moving. You just gotta keep doing like the work. And the work here, in terms of like, it usually here is the work that you like to do, the work that you love to do. So especially if it's a project that you're like, oh, I'm not seeing like the outcome for it yet, don't give up on it. Stand your ground with it. Listen to that creative power within you and just keep going with it. Keep letting that passion, the joy of it come through, versus the trying to see the outcome yet. So we have also, this is part of your self-care. So White Witch, so light work, benevolence, purity. So doing some light work maybe this week for you. It almost feels to me, I don't know why, but like doing purifications, rituals for you. Maybe this energy that's kind of heavy here with this whispering, working on that energy. I would say the whispering, also like feeling basically any apathy, but not only apathy, like kind of like you have to give up. working on that. We need to purify that. That's coming from a deeper source, and like I said, it's like there's more to it there, and working on that, purifying that, coming through. And it's also like the moon energy is strong for you here, so it might just be that this is something. I would also recommend watching the full moon reading that I did pick a card, but it is maybe that this is something that you're working on. This is something that you need to, like, this is part of your cycles that you need to get rid of, like, unwork through this. I almost feel like not just, it's like giving up energy here, and there's a reason for it. So searching through, seeing where the roots are, and actually getting to it. Let's see what we have. Oh, look at that. We have the quest. Yeah, you have the quest and you have the struggle. Oh my goodness. Now what I'm seeing here, you do look like light work, so maybe that is what you're meant to do. This is your quest. They'll do light work for others, and it will not be easy, but that doesn't mean that you don't do it. It may be a struggle. It may be that you have those moments where you're just like, what am I doing? Or you're thinking, oh, I'm doing all this, but it's not, nothing is coming of it. There is a bit of struggle, and look at this, they have the same kind of energy coming through, but it's well worth it. It is your quest here, and you will overcome it. You have the power to overcome it, and you will. Maybe not fast, but again, like I said, things are moving. The struggle is like they're walking. It will be, like, it may take time. It's not going to be a quick thing. I have to say, it's not going to be quick. It's not going to be over, but it's well worth it. And there is a sense of movement. I do want to also say something though. If and here's I will say thank you to Spirit, because I do see this. So the Chariot, again, like I said, choices. Now, what you're going through right now, are you going to look at it as a struggle, as something that is like you're struggling to do it? Or are you going to look at it as a quest? Are you going to see it as like this burden, or are you going to look at it as like a journey for you to like achieve something that you want? How do you look at it? The work, do you look at it as tedious and like, oh my goodness, why can't I already have the results? Or are you going, I'm enjoying the journey as I'm learning, as I'm doing this, as I get to create, as I get stronger, as I do more? So you have that choice here, and that's something that Spirit wanted me to like say specifically. See what the divination dice says here. Oh, look at that. I love it. Maybe sweating it out a little bit is not a bad thing. Look, first you go slowly and then you go fast. I want you to see that. Yep, taking the steps that we need to take the steps. Even if it's like little by little by little by little, it'll get you where you need to be. Think outside the box. Yep. Think it, want it, get it. So I think, so instead of how you're looking, so outside the box could be like, are you putting yourself in a box in terms of like, oh, this is a struggle, it's not going to work? Or are you going to think, no, it's happening, like little by little, I'm getting results. Messages are important. So like some sort of communication for some of you, I feel like contracts might be, I don't know why, I feel like contracts of some kind might be coming in for you. It's all funny. We got it though, we got it. I really believe in you, group 3. We can do this. We can do it. Yes, we can. Whatever it is. Listen to your inner child here. Oh, look at this. Okay. Ooh, we have a whole lot of stuff coming through here. All right. This one is, I think, the magic 8 ball. So because I've been playing with it, like this one comes out. So it's a magic 8 ball. It really is connecting to your power. You have the tools, the skills, you have it all to do everything that you know, to get things that you want. With physical effort, can cut something out or build something. Okay, so build something or cutting something out. With physical, like with effort, it seems like. So you're building something, like if you're building a house, that takes a while. If you're building something, it takes effort, it takes time. Don't give up because you're not seeing the results right away. And that's a message I keep hearing. Oh, look at that, agile, being agile. Yeah, so this is an agility. Allow yourself to have that agility to overcome things or to think of things in a different way. Okay, so practical, taking practical approaching, that's definitely the Knight of Shields and Pentacles. Moving things, but being practical about it. Don't, like, there is a need for actual, like, making happen. The work needs to be done. It can't just be like, you daydream about it and then, oh, like, why isn't it working? It's like, because you have to put in the work. The work is here. I feel like, look at this. Look, and I do, like, you have the saw and then you have the things. It's like you're needing to build, needing to create, needing to actually put in that effort. The work is needed here. And then we do have, like, vibes. Like, what kind of vibes are you giving? Are you giving up the vibes of, like, yes, you can do it, or are you giving out the vibes of, like, and there's Taurus qualities, and that's stubbornness, but it's also abundance. I love it. Taurus is abundant, and they're also quite giving, actually, too. So a lot of energy here, a lot of beautiful, and it's still like a lot of earth energy. This means for this week you actually have to do stuff. Like, there's work that needs to be done, physical work that needs to be done, like the actual things that needs to be done here. So it's more like working on the 3D, my friends, working on the 3D this week. As you're also working on it, I'm not saying like 5D is not important, but like tangible things this week, tangible things. Okay, I hope you liked this reading, and if you did, please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. Oh my goodness, I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate that you're spending your time, your energy, and of course your journey, your quest with me. I'm very much appreciative and humbled by it. I am sending you so much love, so much light, so much momentum forward, my friends. And until I see you in the next one, bye bye, group 3.